Nonprofit files a lawsuit in Orleans Civil District Court against the owner of 3 problem apartment complexes, alleging breach of contract as it tried to purchase 2 of them.
Our Fox 8 Defenders reports exposed the living conditions at the apartments and prompted a change to the state constitution. That change even cited in the lawsuit filed last week against the religious nonprofit. Here's our latest Fox 8 Defenders report. In a 7-page legal filing, attorneys for the Mary Fund, a nonprofit from Connecticut, accused the owner of the Bellemont in Metairie and Parc Fontaine in Algiers of grossly overstating monthly rents, understating certain debts, and failing to disclose various bond defaults. The Mary Fund says it intended to buy the 2 properties owned by Ministry Outreach Foundation, formerly known as Global Ministries Foundation, to revitalize the sites and create a quality living experience for tenants who had been living in near squalor conditions. The nonprofit also owns the Willows in New Orleans East. Our reports have detailed what tenants say is a constant battle to get management to clean up their homes.
Mold right here, mold throughout my hallway. I have really bad termites in my room.
Those are termites?
Yes.
I went 2 years without an air conditioner.
The lawsuit filed Friday says the Mary Fund entered into an agreement December 5th to purchase the Bellemont and Parc Fontaine. The purchase price of the Bellemont, $19 million, and Parc Fontaine, $47 million. The suit says the sellers never disclosed they're subject to a massive class action lawsuit related to Parc Fontaine. It says Ministry Outreach Foundation overstated monthly rents of Bellemont apartments by nearly $40,000. And the suit says the nonprofit allegedly failed to disclose utility expenses for the Bellemont and understated the annual water expense by nearly $350,000. The lawsuit says it also potentially overstated monthly rents of Parc Fontaine by nearly $60,000. The suit says had the Mary Fund closed on the properties based on the incorrect and/or missing information, the properties could have been subject to immediate foreclosure. Another note in the lawsuit, it says the sellers prohibited the Mary Fund from contacting any local or state government agency in connection with inspections, investigations, or any matters concerning the Bellemont or Parc Fontaine. The suit says, however, contacting government agencies in this regard would only help uncover potential risks with the properties, including their potential to lose their tax-exempt status and or risk of foreclosure. Just last week, new Jefferson Parish Councilwoman Arita Bohannon visited the Bellemont for the first time. Her look inside brought her to tears.
These people are in danger. And you can't have your children take a bath because the neighbor's water is backing up into your bathtub. It's not just gross, it's dangerous.
She says at next month's council meeting, she's going to introduce a resolution to formally pull the tax-exempt status of the Bellemont. It's something the New Orleans City Council is already working on for the Willows and Parc Fontaine. The CEO of Ministry Outreach Foundation, Richard Hamlet, calls the lawsuit a blatant shakedown attempt. He says the Mary Fund had unauthorized contact with his lender and caused his lender to suspend its approval of the proposed sale. Hamlet tells us Ministry Outreach Foundation terminated the contracts with the buyer at the end of December. He says he looks forward to responding to these groundless claims in court. The Mary Fund had no comment for the story.